Hey everybody, this is Doa, and today we're going to watch a PvP on Xel'Naga Caverns. We've got coLrsvp playing for Complexity Gaming down in the lower position on our map here. He will be our blue Protoss player, and RSVP, if you haven't heard of him, he is currently number 9th on the Blizzard Top 200 for North America, so very good Protoss player. His opponent is going to be URmomZ, spawning as the purple Protoss in the top position on Xel'Naga Caverns. Now, this game was a game from the RTS Lounge monthly tournament. They run a series of qualifiers throughout the month, and then the top players from those qualifiers go on to face each other in that monthly event. And URmomZ able to beat a lot of other very good players to earn a spot in this tournament, so no slouch himself. We're going to have to see if he can pull out a win against one of the top Protosses in the country. And PvP, it's one of those matchups where I like it. I think it produces a lot of entertaining games, but there's just as many of them that kind of devolve into 4-gate versus 4-gate. I mean, it's kind of difficult to want to do anything else at this point, just because the matchup is in such a way that if you don't 4-gate, it's kind of tough to beat someone who does 4-gate. So that's kind of the controversy, I guess you could say, with this matchup right now. But even though, I still think we see a lot of cool Protoss versus Protoss right now in StarCraft 2, and I guarantee you that this is one of them. This is another game that I had live cast, but I thought it was cool, so I wanted to toss it up on my YouTube channel as well. If you want to find the original VOD for that, you can go to therussnetwork.blip.tv, and you'll be able to find all the VODs from that tournament there as well. Looks like URmomZ actually going for 2 gateways, so a little bit of early aggression. You don't see the 2-gate terribly often in PvP anymore. Putting down that second pylon to reinforce those gateways. Do not want to get those unpowered. That's not a lot of fun if you are a Protoss player. As some of you may have noticed, RSVP just kind of chilling out. I always like it when I see the scouting gatherer from my opponent just roll up and just kind of stop in the middle of the base. Kind of like, and I kind of picture him rolling up in one of those like big lowrider cars and just kind of turning his head slowly and looking at me and saying like, "Hey, I'm in your base. What's up?" But URmomZ being a little bit more active than that. That's more something that I see around my ranking. And actually RSVP moving around quite a bit as well. URmomZ with his first zealot, he's going to be able to chase that probot fairly quickly. And RSVP with another gateway and a cybernetics core himself, and actually going 2-gate himself in response to the 2-gate that he saw his opponent put up. Zealot now able to chase the probe for RSVP out of URmomZ base. That's one of the most fun IDs to cast with I've ever really seen, so props to URmomZ for thinking of that. And a little bit of proxy action going from URmomZ right now, a little bit of a hidden tech. I suppose not really a proxy, but a little bit of hidden tech from URmomZ here. We're going to have to see what he adds onto that a little bit later. In the meantime, cybernetics core finishing right now for RSVP. Another zealot out on the field. He will be pretty safe getting his gas as well. And URmomZ actually taking both gas, so he's going to transition into kind of more of a tech-heavy build right now off of these 2 original gateways, and strangely enough, no cybernetics core quite yet. It's a little bit surprising, and here come 3 zealots and a probe for URmomZ going into the base of RSVP, but RSVP already has 3 zealots waiting. He's just going to run right past him. It's a zealot foot race, and there is a stalker out right now, so I don't know if URmomZ is going to be able to cause a lot of damage. He does steal the cast, though. Why not? A little bit of a ninja gas steal in there as well, but it looks like these zealots will be cleaned up pretty quickly. And this actually puts URmomZ in a very difficult position, as he has lost now most of his early game units. What does he have to defend with at the moment? Putting down a few more photon cannons. Looks like he has okay, so he has hidden a forge. A little bit of hidden forge tech there. Not something you see terribly often in PvP, but we'll have to see if it comes into play later in the game. It's certainly going to help him reinforce after this, you know, not too successful early pressure with those zealots into his opponent's base. Finally getting his cybernetics core at this point. And URmomZ saying, forgot something major in this strat, and I think it was probably that cybernetics core. As you can see, the one for RSVP already up and running, already chrono boosting out that warp gate research. It has just finished, and here's gateways 4 and 5 from RSVP's putting down a forge as well to get those upgrades rolling. And it's going to be kind of difficult for URmomZ to hold this off. He does have 3 cannons, but he's going to want to add on some stalkers, I think, in the meantime as well. Putting down another gateway and a robo facility as well. If he can get out some units from that robo, he might be able to stay in this game, but it's going to be a long time before that comes in. The meantime, forward pylon going down for RSVP as well. And RSVP knows that he's got a little bit of time. He can just kind of chill out, macro up some units, and then move in. I think that's what he is planning on doing. Looks like here comes the attack from RSVP right now, using that pylon to get a little bit of vision on the high ground, trying to go after that cannon. And the 3 cannons for your mobs actually forcing back RSVP, taking out 1 zealot and 1 stalker. And RSVP, that's the trouble that you run into as a player when you play against a lot of people that do a lot of standard things. When you run into something like this, sometimes it can be a little bit tough to deal with because you just don't have a lot of experience with it. Looks like URmomZ is going for Colossi. That's going to be pretty helpful, I would say, against a lot of gateway units if you can get it out. 1 base Colossus is a possibility, but it's not very economically friendly. Looks like we do have a photon cannon going down at the ramp for RSVP, adding on Robo himself as well. Looks like we've got a sentry firing away at that pylon. It will go down someday. Right now it's kind of a tickle. I mean, if you look at the beams coming out of the sentries, they don't look terribly dangerous, do they? They kind of look like a water gun. You know, it's like I'd like to run through the beam that a sentry fires like I would run through a sprinkler as a child. It just looks like that much fun. Looks like a Warp Gate research finally finishing up for URmomZ right now, adding on a 4th and 5th gateway. So wow, 5 gate and Robo in 1 base. In the meantime, RSVP taking his natural as well, getting a photon cannon to do a little bit of guarding. It looks like he's just going to concentrate on macroing up and trying to defeat his opponent in an economy style game. Not a bad idea at all, especially when your opponent has admitted that he's left out something major in his build. Sentry still poking away at the pylon. It's finally going down right now, 7-2, and there it goes. That Sentry with 1 kill. It is a Disciple. Congratulations, Sentry. And, oh, what's this? It looks like RSVP has scouted the hidden tech, the hidden forge for URmomZ, and no doubt a little bit surprised to see that possibly. I know we were on the stream, but hey, that is fun. RSVP warping in another Stalker as well as a couple sentries there, getting his expansion up and running at this point. Looks like URmomZ moving out after taking out this pylon, poking away at this probe, getting a little bit of a tickle from the sentry. Hehe. Robobay is on the way. First Colossus is going to be out on the field very soon. Actually, I take it back. First Colossus is already out on the field. We also see both players getting their +1 upgrades at this time as well. Immortal coming out for RSVP. Immortals, of course, are able to do a significant amount of damage to the Colossi. When they do become Colossi, right now just a single Colossus, or as I prefer to call them, Colossums. But they're not too colossum when you leave them out on the open like that. It needs to be very, very careful. Colossus by themselves tend to be a little bit weak. And actually, where is it? There is a Stargate coming out for RSVP as well. And patch 1.2 had not hit when this cast was made, when this game was out. And I think it's going to be kind of I'm kind of expecting some Protoss players to go Void Ray against Colossus a little bit more often, just because now the Void Rays will do more damage to massive units. So that's going to be a very interesting development in the PvP matchup too. I'm really curious to see what comes out of that. It looks like URmomZ defending his hidden forge there, not so hidden anymore, putting down a forward pylon as well. And with those Colossus out, he also has the range upgrade as well, I think, at this point. Let's see, I believe I saw him research it. Yeah, it has been researched, and he's going to move into the natural of RSVP. RSVP trying to gain positioning, being lured away by that forward pylon there. I'm getting some good shots in there. It's going to require some pretty good macro, though, to stay alive. Actually, that Colossus doing so much damage to Zealots, just melting against that range Colossi. RSVP doing a little bit of scouting with his Overlord as well. And wow, URmomZ just going for it right now, using everything he's got. He knows he has to cause some damage right now, or the game is basically over, as he does not have his natural expansion up right now yet. Stalker's coming in, trying to flank for RSVP. Looks like URmomZ moving down the cliff, trying to get away, losing all of his other units. 2 Immortals out right now. He's going to have to be very, very careful. Both Colossus not having lost any health yet, just shields at this point. And with that range, he's able to just come in and poke out at those, going after this assimilator as quickly as he can, moving back, warping in a few more Stalkers. 3 Colossus are now on the field right now, and RSVP actually in a little bit of a difficult situation right now, as these Stalkers will begin to go down very, very quickly. 1 Immortal dies as well. The second Immortal getting very, very low. That Immortal at 4 health, barely getting away. Meantime, the Zealots for RSVP making a run for it as well. Not able to close with that Colossus because they do not have that leg speed, or as I like to call it, hip replacements for the Zealots. Colossi moving in again for URmomZ, and URmomZ, despite having some tech issues early in the game and only being on 1 base, able to do significant damage. He's going to need to micro these Colossi, though, to stay in the game. All 3 of them getting very, very low. RSVP so close to taking out these Colossi right now, but they look like they're getting away. No, one does go down. And your mom's still threatening with these Colossi. Wow, living much, much longer than I expected to. The assimilator going down now, and RSVP having to pull all his probes because the zealots are going to cause some damage there as well. Immortal and a couple zealots, but just with the range on that Colossi, your mom's able to cause some significant damage here. Looks like this expansion is more or less forfeit. RSVP desperately trying to save his natural expansion. He needs to sustain the game. Does not want to lose to a one basing player. The first Void Ray is out, and actually your mom's has nothing that can hit it right now. He's going to need to pull back right now. RSVP gaining a little bit of breathing room in this game. Some Stalkers being warped in as well. Here comes the Immortal. Void Rays would do so much better now than they would in this game. At least that's what I have heard. I haven't seen it yet myself. Again, very curious to see how the Void Ray is going to change in this Colossus heavy PvP matchup that we tend to see fairly often if it does go into this mid and late game. Your mom's still going after that Nexus, getting very, very low. Nexus goes down. Wow, able to take out the natural for RSVP. Stalkers firing at that Void Ray. The Void Ray goes down as well, and now your mom's is in a great position, doing a little bit of micro to take out some of those zealots. And these Immortals should fall fairly quickly as well. Need to pull back just a little bit and warp in more units. And what does RSVP have back at his base? Ooh, a little bit of a miss micro there. Still long distance mining with those probes. They might go down to those Colossus if your mom's is able to catch them. Another Void Ray coming out right now for RSVP. Those Immortals trying to, I think he's trying to use the Immortals to take out the Stalker so that his Void Ray can get in and do some work on the Colossus, but the range from the Colossus is just giving your mom's such an advantage in these encounters. The Void Ray having to pull back right now. Your mom's is just going to keep warping, and Stalker's third Colossus joins again. And right now, RSVP, despite going against something a little bit unorthodox, looks like he may actually go down in this game. Wow, RSVP now does have two Void Rays, though. He will be able to chase back those Colossus. Your mom's with only one Stalker right now. He did warp in a round of Zealots. That's going to hurt him a little bit. This Colossus does go down. This Void Ray is charged if he can get in and cause some more damage, but no, just pulling back, trying to force his opponent back a little bit. And look at this. Your mom's almost completely mined out right now. And RSVP looking pretty good because he didn't have so many buildings just at one base. Warp reducing off that natural as well. So RSVP still could stay in this game, but your mom's doing so much damage with those Colossus and Stalkers. RSVP not really having a lot to defend with. Yet another Colossus added on right now. Your mom's is completely mined out at his main. He needs to make this attack work. Those Zealots going down so quickly. 3 Void Rays on the way. Going to be very, very effective against these Colossi. First Void Ray does go down though. Wow, and RSVP, GG's. And your mom's, despite, you know, I think it was a Hidden Forge. I think that won him the game. That had to be the deciding factor, but your mom's completely mined out at his main except for just 45 minerals. I think if RSVP knew that, he might have tried to stay in the game a little bit longer. But wow, RSVP going down to your mom's in this PvP, a very exciting match here. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Of course, you know, if you like, subscribe, and also watch me cast live for the Rush Network at www.therushnetwork.com. Again, this is Doa, and thanks for watching. Keep playing StarCraft 2, guys, and I'll see you on the next cast.